everyone, and welcome to Coffee and Chats. My name is Lindsay Giese, and I'm the Executive Director for River Arts, Inc. And today our special guest is the one and only Mandy Culver.
Hello. Good morning. Cheers.
Normally, I do have the mug here. I sport the John Joseph coffee mug.
Yes.
Because we are, of course, drinking John Joseph coffee today. It's the only coffee we ever drink. Even before John Joseph coffee existed, it's the only coffee I ever drank. But today, I'm sporting the new River Arts mug, available this year only for the 20th anniversary in both tan and a blue color.
I might just need to get my hands on one of those.
I think you should have one for sure.
Love it.
So Mandy, hi.
Hi, Fran. I was gonna say face. That's
inside
we called each other in high school. Hey, face.
Yeah. As you will find out from this video, Mandy and I go back. We're good friends, so we probably will laugh a lot. So sorry if that annoys you. Sorry if you're not a fan of laughing.
What we do, okay?
But since I know so much about you, but the rest of the world needs to know more about Mandy Culver, can you please give your brief background and history?
Absolutely. So I grew up in the Sauk Prairie community, went to high school there, obviously. I graduated in 2004. Lindsay and I got to be in show choir together and chamber singers and all those fun things. Honestly, that was like the highlight of my high school and middle school career. That was
probably
just
life.
I mean, like up there for sure. No, but it was like a very important part of growing up there. We had this wonderful music and arts program, and I mean, it's obviously still thriving through people like us that have graduated from there and stuff. And after graduation, I went to UW-Milwaukee, and studied art education. I minored in photography for like a year, and I chose not to follow. I'm still passionate about photography, but I focused my studies more on education, and did a little study abroad in there in Italy, Florence, Italy, which was another thing that was kind of life-shaping for me, and still keep in touch with a lot of those friends, and actually have become closer with one in particular, my friend Booth, since then. And I love to travel, and graduated, and then I want to say like maybe 9 months or something after I graduated, I filled a maternity leave position at the school that I currently teach in, and that's kind of where my art teacher career started. So I teach 4K through 5th grade art. I absolutely love what I do. I love going to work every day. Obviously that's changed recently, but I have been there. This will be my 11th year at Northern Ozaukee School District in Fredonia. Lived in Milwaukee for a little over 16 years, and my family and I just moved to Grafton, so we're a little closer to school. The commute was a little long. 2-3 years ago, this will be my husband's 3rd year actually working at the same school, which is very, very special. He's worked in a few different districts in the Milwaukee area, but it's pretty cool having your husband work with you, and I get to teach his kids. He teaches 5th grade this year, so yeah, I have 2 awesome kids. Mabel is just turned 4, and Crosby is just almost 6 months in a couple days, and we just like are hanging. This summer is like kind of weird, but yeah, we're doing okay, and we're getting a lot of outside time and just enjoying some family time. So that's a little bit about me.
It sounds like a dream.
Ah, yes.
So I have different segments that I do with each of my coffee chat guests. I'm going to do several with you, but right off the bat, I'm going to start with just a round of favorites.
Okay.
So first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
No pressure. Favorite primary color?
Blue.
Does that change?
What if I said a color without a primary? Oh boy.
I knew you would know the answer to that. Favorite art medium? Like
watercolor right now.
Okay.
I dabble in acrylics as well, but definitely watercolor.
Okay. Ooh, favorite item on the Culver's menu, both now and when you were 5 years old?
Oh. In season right now, I would have to go with a strawberry banana smoothie. Definitely like my favorite treat from there. Me and Natalie Miller and Emily Schrader, two other lovely alumni, South Korea alumni. We used to go to Culver's and get smoothies like almost every day, I feel like. So definitely that.
That's awesome. Thanks for the invite. I did not.
All right, you were graduated.
Yeah, probably. And when you were 5, what was your fave?
Oh man,
ice cream.
Chicken tenders.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said ice cream. Custard. Oh.
Craig's not gonna like that.
But I caught it right away.
I don't know.
I
honestly don't know. I do remember my mom telling me that one time when I was really little, I was eating French fries and I was like eating them fast and I accidentally like bit my finger instead of the French fry. It's the earliest Culver's memory.
So you must have liked the French fries a lot.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Were you ever part of the craze? Maybe it still exists. Where you would dip the French fries in custard?
I definitely like a little sweet, salty. I'm into that. I wouldn't say it's like a thing I consistently do, but
okay.
I if I get like a chocolate shake or something, I definitely want something salty too.
Okay,
for sure.
Mm-hmm. Favorite musical?
Ooh, that's so hard. Maybe right now, Waitress. Maybe I listen to that a lot, but like it changes depending on my mood. For sure.
The only I've had the Waitress CD in my car maybe for 2 years. I don't switch it out. I just keep that in. I listen to Spotify or other things. Yeah. But the only CD I have is Waitress, so I can always default to that if I need to.
It's so good. It's so good. Nick and I saw it. Gosh, I don't even remember how long ago it was, but like it's just one of the. I mean, I cry at most musicals for whatever reason, but like I feel like I just sobbed that one at the end.
So
yeah,
good.
It's definitely a favorite.
Yep, love it. Sarah, if you're not familiar with Waitress, Sarah Bareilles.
So good.
It's wonderful.
So good.
Okay, and now the next segment that I like to do is, I don't really have a name for it. I probably should, but it's let's look at my guests' Facebook pages and photos and see what comes I find.
I can't even wait.
I try to be kind.
Do you?
I try to be kind in what I pull out. Your photos, I will say, as a general overview, featured a lot of sombreros. and random, and a lot of weddings.
That was a good taco night. And a lot of what?
Weddings. You've attended many a wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were at my wedding. You sang at my wedding.
One of my this is none of these are even in the photos. But singing at your wedding with a string quartet may be a cool highlight of it was
pretty special.
It was a Sarah Bareilles song.
Yes, it was.
Nice.
Yes.
That was a lot of fun. And we will talk about them later because of a photo. But Lon and Todd, good friends, fantastic artists. Oh, there's Lon
peeking out over here.
Still one of my favorite memories too is singing at your wedding and looking out into the people who were there, your loved ones, and Lon and Todd were there and just
beaming.
Love the crowd beaming, just happy for you.
I do love them. They make me feel so good all the time. They're wonderful, wonderful people.
I didn't even know them at the time, really, but they were just happy people. Anyway, if you know them, Lon Michaels and Todd Olson, they're wonderful people.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, so now we're going into our photo segment.
Okay.
All right, Mandy, are you ready?
Born ready.
Tell me what's happening here.
I mean, Chelsea obviously did something and is crying over it.
So you're on the right.
That is, yeah, I am the one in the Culver Stay Cool t-shirt. Also, I wish I still had that t-shirt.
Yeah, like a retro series and bring some of these back.
Right? Yeah, it's so cool. Stay cool. And the little one is my little sister Chelsea.
Aww.
And I'm a fairy.
What
and I made a plate hat for her, obviously.
Adorable.
Oh, Mandy. I mean, I still love like a little bit of flair. Like,
yes. You kept some of that bling.
I mean, I definitely, like, my mom would tell me I changed my clothes like a million times a day. And now I have a child that does that. Like, she puts on a new she loves to be fancy. She hasn't gotten into headbands, but she loves like a crown or a necklace.
Well, just wait.
Okay.
This I love because I feel like you started the whole like, oh, like.
Yes, that was absolutely me.
Yes.
I started that. Actually, okay, so this was on my birthday. I want to say this was at the firehouse, which is kind of cool. Sauk Prairie connection there.
Now the library.
I don't know if it's either at the firehouse or Green Acres. Like those are the places, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm eating there, but
looks good.
I feel like they had like the sham tort that was so delicious. But we were there. I remember this picture. Like Betty and Rex boss are at that table. I know because I have another photo, and my grandma and Grandpa Culver, and whoever else. But funny story about that dress. We actually just found that in my sister's closet, and Mabel tried it on. It's a little small on her, but apparently I would never wear that dress again because I fell into the lake wearing it when I was little, and I never wore it again. So I'm guessing this was pre-falling into the lake. but I have that dress now.
You look pretty happy there, so.
Yeah, cute. Oh, why are we doing that? Let me tell you why.
A mound of glitter on your head.
Yes.
That you can clearly see.
The year of the glitter. Natalie and I had all the glitter, and I still find glitter places, I feel like.
Yeah, I think so.
And I might still have that costume. Yeah, but lots of glitter. We hugged like that. So, I mean, you still got it on you, so sorry.
Yeah, that was
got
a fun time though. And then this is not.
Oops, I do.
You do. You may not into high school, but it's not.
Not while we were in high school.
This was after high school. We still just did this. Probably why we're still in the arts. But you don't have that unitard anymore, which I wish you did.
Yeah.
Miss that unitard.
I know, right? Where'd that go? You probably took it.
This is what we do in our free time. Like I think coffee chats are about getting the real picture of our lives. This is it. Found some of these little archives here.
That was at like a 4th of July party at Culver's Franchising, I think.
And this is your wonderful husband.
Yeah, this is Nick.
Do you still have that caricature framed somewhere?
Yes, actually, it's probably in this room with me somewhere.
Good. I just wanted to make sure it existed because it's pretty awesome.
Yes. Oh my God. Look how slim and beautiful I am. This is, let's see, not last summer, but the summer before, we visited one of my best friends, Lindsay Siegmiller, also a Sauk Prairie alum. She lives in Stockholm, Sweden, and Nick and I and Mabel and my mom went to visit her and her family. And this is at the ABBA Museum, obviously.
Oh, good.
Aww.
Babies.
Those are my babies.
We were talking about
now
Mabel.
You can see Mabel's style.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Love. There were so many photos of her that are, she's
it's
so
pretty easy. Yeah. So that's Mabel when we first moved in our house earlier this year.
Just
all the clips.
Day dressing up.
What's that?
Just a typical day, putting all that on.
Literally 12 times. Yes. Like, she hasn't worn this dress in a while. She got a couple new ones for her birthday, but yeah, she puts all the things on. And that's my little baby Crosby when we came home from the hospital.
Oh, he's so cute. I haven't met him yet. I can't wait.
He's got real chunky cheeks now, though, and it's the best. And thighs and arms. Ooh, fancy. This is like one of the coolest nights of my life, I think.
So crazy.
Lon, yeah, it's awesome. So Lon Michaels painted these dresses. So he uses like old wedding dresses and whatnot, like formal dresses. So he actually painted on the dresses. You can actually see his signature on Brittany's. But then we, us three and my mom and one other, stood and posed for him, and he did a live painting of us in the dresses at the Frosty Ball at the Overture Center, and it was the coolest thing. And I remember I was super worried about this because when I, like, several months before, when we originally had to get the dress fitted, I found out I was pregnant with Mabel, and so I actually told Lon and Todd before I really told anyone that I was pregnant, because I need to make sure that the dress still fit me.
And then you're beautiful. I just
Bam.
thought beautiful. So who took this photo? Looks professional.
Alyssa Meyer.
Mm.
Yes.
Looks awesome.
She
Love
does
it.
a great job. Yeah, my grandma was with us that day too, my grandma Weiss, and got some nice one with our siblings and the boys and Mabel and stuff. Yeah.
So that wasn't too painful.
No, that was easy. Can I show some of you now?
All right. Cool. Oh boy, what did you pull out?
I mean, I had to pull out literally my favorite photo of the two of us ever.
Oh, it's that one. Yes.
I love this picture.
That is good.
Obviously, Godspell again, and I remember you always got so annoyed with me because we'd put our arms around each other, and I'd get so much glitter on you. Yep. But you still loved me.
Yep.
I have a couple from. Let's see, these were our roomies that year: Lindy, Natalie, and Jess.
Oh, I found that photo too.
I think that was that in Nashville, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why am I like all like not? I guess the sun didn't
you're
bother
like
me.
Model behavior. And then here, there's all of us in our costumes.
Aww.
So cute. That was like my favorite year in show fair. Really, that was a really fun year.
Like people are seeing those photos and then they're also seeing me. It's like
there's one more. So cute.
Aw. You have a Culver shirt on there too. Another vintage one. Let's bring it back.
I have another one of you and Lindsay, or you and Lindy, but I'm not going to show that one.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Oh, good times. Good times. Okay. Back to my notes. Serious questions.
Okay. So serious.
In 2015, you kindly curated the first Aspire exhibit that we did at the River Art Center.
Did.
And for those of you who are not familiar with Aspire, it features, well, in 2012, the first Aspire was just a live performance show. So it featured performers who had continued on in the performing arts in some way, shape, or form to have a career. And it was just performing arts then. In 2015, we added on a visual art side of things because, yeah, of course we should. Mm-hmm. And so Mandy curated that. And it was awesome. And I wanted to know, what was your favorite part about that show?
I think just kind of connecting with different artists from the community. Like obviously my first reaction was to, or the people that I knew the most were the people that were around my age, of course. But, talking to you and other alumni and people from the community, you hear about other artists that maybe you didn't know that that's like the path that they took. You might remember them from when they were in high school or whatever, but, or they were a friend's parent or aunt or whatever. So I think that was the coolest part. And I mean, like, even though show choir and music was such an important part of my high school career, like that's definitely not what I excel at, let's just say. But it was really, really special, like seeing the visual art show and like going to the performing show and just kind of being with my music family again. and kind of showing my talents in a different form. And yeah, it was really special. It was really cool. I was proud to do it.
Yay. We are doing an Aspire 2021, so stay tuned for that. And Mandy has generously agreed to curate again. But we'll put some information out there, especially if you know of other alumni who are
absolutely.
in the arts field. We want to meet them and find them and talk to them. It's going to be awesome.
Please. Yeah.
So that exhibit will open in January and it'll be up through March of 2021. So
coming soon. I mean, like that feels soon, doesn't it?
It does.
Wish it didn't, but it does.
It does. And I feel like this is totally arbitrary because it's not based off of anything, but I feel like I've just like written 2020 off as like, well, or 2020. Like,
yeah.
And 2021 is the start of life again. And so I know
it's weird.
I made that up in my head that that's the case. And so Aspire is going to start life again.
It's definitely a weird feeling right now, but yeah, I understand.
It'll be great. And with everything, you know, just stay tuned. We're going to do some cool things with that show. So Aspire 2021.
Be there or be square.
Yeah. When did you know you wanted to be a teacher?
That's super easy. In middle school. Having Deb Carlson as a teacher was like a dream. And I know that kind of sounds cheesy, but she was, and is such a huge part of why I'm doing what I'm doing. I grew up with the Carlsons. Her boys are my age. And so I was lucky to have her as a family friend. But she was just a wonderful mentor to me, and just always took the time to ask why and challenge us, even in middle school. I'd say that was when I kind of knew that I wanted to be like her, and it's really hard not having her around now, because I want to share all this with her and I want to ask her a million questions too. I have taught middle school some years as well. And yeah, I definitely had like a million questions, but even when she was very ill, actually the last time I ever spoke to her, I don't think I realized how sick she actually was, but it was the week before I interviewed for my current job. And I called her because I had questions about what to write for my like interview, my written interview questions. And I mean, she still helped me for like an hour, and then she passed away, and I got my job that week. And so it's it's a little bittersweet. But yeah, she was a really important part of me doing what I love to do. And my parents always supported me and my sisters doing what we loved, and never pressured us to do only our family business just because it's our family business. So I am so grateful that I did get to do what I love, and I love to make art, and I love to help others learn about art. And yeah.
Deb, I would say the visual arts is not my forte either. And I still remember, like, there are projects that I did in middle school that I saved, and that I remember feeling proud of my work, and not because it was great, but because Deb she was so encouraging, and I think that she felt like my artwork was great. Like, she made me genuinely feel like and great, because it's like relative, right? Like, in the eye of the beholder. And so for me, what I was making was really good for me, and so she knew how to back me up with that.
Well, I love that you say that, because I think that's one of the most important jobs of a teacher, is finding all the wonderful things in a student's artwork, and being able to see those things and share those with them. Because you're right, like, a lot of students, young and old, get so frustrated and just say, I'm a bad artist. But no, you just haven't found the thing that like you really thrive in yet. And I'd say, like, I remember some of my classmates getting really frustrated with her because she did challenge us. But I think that's really, really important. And actually, I don't know if you can see it, there's a couple projects in here that I did with Deb that like I've done with my students, and like that's a really cool like kind of full circle, and it's fun for my students to hear that like, oh, I did this when I was in, you know, X grade too.
How do you find a balance between teaching and still creating artwork, or do you not?
That's a good question. So I would say actually after I had Mabel, I mean, I've made art all my life, but after I had Mabel, once we got in kind of a routine-ish, actually both my kids are really good nappers, so that was a really amazing part of it. Like once we got into a routine, I just told myself, okay, when she goes to sleep, like that's when you start painting. So I knew I had like 2 to 3 hours to just paint. And I've always loved watercolor. Well, starting in like college, I had a really awesome watercolor teacher. And I started kind of painting flowers from the farmer's market and things like that, and kind of found a style that I really love. And so that's kind of when I started just making sure I was creating for myself as well. And I kept that going. And now with Crosby, I'm kind of in that position again, like trying to find the time again, because it's different. Now Mabel doesn't nap and he does. So it's definitely hard, but it's extremely important, because if I'm not learning and I'm not creating art, I don't think I have the authority to be teaching art, you know? So I love learning about new things. I try to do a lot of like classes and learning from friends, and just when I have time, I guess.
COVID has been difficult for everyone, really, but I especially feel like for teachers and the arts industry, and you're in both.
Oh, fun.
So I've been really impressed with the virtual content that you put out for your students, and you didn't need to do it. I think you were still on maternity leave, but you did it. And the videos are amazing. Are those still like, can like the general public see those videos, or no?
Yeah, I mean, so when all this started, I was on maternity leave still, and we were, just trying to figure out what was best, like, and I don't know if we actually like figured out what that was, but we all worked really, really hard. And I actually asked to come back to school from maternity leave, because, we hired a sub to be in school for me. But since we were at home, I could do a lot of those things. And so we did a lot of little like Art Friday things for our school Facebook page. Mabel usually joined me for those, and they taught like a quick 3 to 5 minute lesson. But then I started making like 10 to 15 minute lessons for my students. So I did one a week for my 4K through 2nd, and then one a week for 3rd through 5th, and sent those out to all the students each week. And I post them on my personal Facebook, and I believe they're public. So those are available, and it was super fun to do. And unfortunately, during that time, art, music, Fayed, library, they were not required, which is hard, because I obviously am a firm believer that art is very, very important, and a core subject. But yeah, I for those students that needed a little brain break, I think it was helpful, and I got a lot of good feedback from parents and a lot of my students' emails and stuff. So yeah, it was fun. It was hard, but it was fun to do.
Yeah, art is a core thing, and I feel like especially during a crisis.
Yeah. Well, think of all the things.
Arts are what's going to help us get through it.
Think of what we turned to. Yeah, book. I mean,
science. Yeah. Science might, if we follow the science, but no, nothing. Everything is important.
Right.
but the arts are like the thing that I feel like for mental health, ooh, I know I need it.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and that's kind of what, I wouldn't say everyone, but a lot of people turn to books, movies, music, drawing, they're things that calm me. It honestly surprised me, some of my students that did take part in it, because they're not necessarily the students that would be like super into a project in class. So it was fun to see who was taking that time to kind of use it as a calming aspect of their life. And yeah, I mean, I will do whatever I can for those kids. So
I have a lot of questions, but we are running out of time, and so I'm just gonna skip to one more.
okay.
And it's a big one.
Well,
Heavy. This is the deep part of the video. No, not really. But so you talked about your parents not, they were very open to you going into the arts field and not necessarily having to be a part of the family business. But I know you still are a part, especially of the foundation, and it's still important to you and you are involved. My question is, why do you think it's so important for your family and for the Culver Foundation to give back so much to the community? Because I know you're a part of some of those decisions too, and it's it's incredible.
I mean, I am so grateful to have grown up with parents that are so giving, and I hope that I show that as well. And I'm very proud to see like all the things that my mom and dad value and in their personal life and in our community as well. But I mean, I think the space that you grew up in is so core to who you are. And for me, it was a very, very positive situation growing up in Sauk Prairie. I mean, we had I thought I had so much available to me then. It's amazing to see, what these kids have now in Sauk Prairie. And I mean, I think that's why it's so important to give back to those people, because it's going to be better for your kids, for their kids. And yeah, I'm proud to be from that community. Absolutely.
But Sauk Prairie, yeah, it is so unique, and it is still a small town feel, but growing, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
So it's wonderful what your family's been able to do, and they don't need to do it. Well, I guess they feel like they do need to do it, but they don't. So I think it's incredible, the gifts that we have here. It's wonderful. So thanks for that. Thanks for being a part of that.
My pleasure.
I want to just talk forever, but that's all I have. Is there anything else that you would like to share that I missed besides photos?
Oh, no more photos. Oh, I'm grateful that you asked me. I mean, obviously I just like to chat with you, but I think it's important to highlight the arts a little more. And yeah, thanks.
Thank you for sharing that. And thank you to have that perspective of being a teacher of the arts,
yeah,
as opposed to just presenting the arts, which is what I do a lot of. It's
yeah,
all around important, probably more important because you're impacting little ones' lives.
Trying to.
Thank you for doing that.
You're so welcome.
Enjoy the rest of your coffee.
Cheers.